So what, you just been resting up for this game all year? Or what's going on?
I wish that was the case. Yeah, I actually just got back from a torn lateral meniscus.
Okay. When did you know you were going to play today?
So I knew coming into the game that I was going to play a little bit since it was my first game back. And unfortunately, Joachim went down, and I just had to step up to the plate.
What was your reaction to coming in and, really being the feature back the whole game?
Just go do what I have to do. Do what I usually do. Nothing, no superhuman effort, nothing extra. Just go out and play the game.
How's it feel to do this to Akron, though?
It's crazy how things work out. For it to be my first game, we come back, we win the wheel. It's a blessing, man. God is great for that, definitely.
Just the team in general today. Just football games come down to big plays. You made every one of them, every decisive play.
Definitely the O-line. They get all the love from me. Without them, there's no holes for me to run through. And then also the receivers blocking, the receivers being able to go downfield, catch balls, spread out the defense, and us being able to run it up the middle when they spread it out for the receiver. So it's everybody plays a impact into each one of us' success.
Well, a couple of days ago you said records don't matter going into it, but now you're 2-0 in the MAC. So kind of how's that feel starting out the season?
It feels great. This is my 5th year here, and this is the first time I've been 2-0 in the MAC, being able to go in with some type of momentum. So it feels great. It's an unexplainable feeling, and I'm just excited to see what we can do for the rest of the season.
What kind of statement does this win get you? How far you guys have come?
It's a lot of work, man. Especially to us seniors, the guys who've been here for 5 years, 4 years, all the work we've been through, all the years we've been through, all the games that we've lost. Everything is just starting to pay off, and it's starting to be a snowball effect. So we have to just keep that gas on the pedal, keep our foot on the pedal, and keep progressing every week.
What did you say your injury was?
Lateral meniscus tear.
Okay. How are you feeling right now, just overall?
I feel great. I feel great. I felt great coming into the game. Attack treatment, make sure I was ready for it whenever my number was called, and it was called a lot. Today, so I'm just glad I was able to perform for the team.
2-0 in the MAC. Got Ohio next week. Toledo lost today, so now everybody's saying Ohio is the toughest team to beat in the MAC. How are you going to prove it's Kent State?
Kent State will go out and do what Kent State does, and we'll go out and play Ohio, and the result will be at the end of the game.
Anything else? Good. Thanks, Will.
All right,
congrats, man.
Thanks.
Wagon wheels coming back home. Great effort all around by all the guys. Thank you to all the fans who came down. Band did a tremendous job. There was great energy on the sidelines all afternoon long. Great family effort. Defense, unbelievable job, particularly in the red zone. Really proud of them. The special teams doing a great job flipping the field. Huge points from the field goal unit. Offense, great job starting fast. Just great family overall effort. Really pleased with how sound we played. There were not a whole lot of misreads, not a whole lot of missed assignments. Really pleased with the effort all around. Kids played really hard from start to finish, and they played together, which was great to see. And because of it, we got a great wheel that's coming home. Our wheel's coming home. Can't wait to paint that wheel the right colors.
You got a bunch of seniors that never beat these guys before. Will Matthews in particular comes out of nowhere and has a game like that. Just talk about him and the seniors as well.
This is a game that, again, we make a huge deal about, and the way that he goes about his business is the reason why he's in number 2, that he's a Golden Standard guy, and this was the first week where he was medically cleared to play. I think he finished with over 100 yards. I think it was about 5 yards per carry, and for him to step up like that is what Golden Standard guys do, and he's the reason that senior class is why we work so hard so that they could build and leave a legacy. They're going to be the first class to get that wagon wheel home. They had never done that before, and now it's home. We intend on it staying home, and those are guys that they'll come back many years from now and say, hey, 2019, that's when that thing started, and that thing hasn't left, and we'll be able to point to all the different spokes and all the different scores on it, and that senior class is truly, truly special, and they got a special place in my heart. Took a photo with them right as soon as this thing got ended, and really, really pleased, really, really happy for them.
What was your reaction to that first touchdown pass by Crum to Isaiah?
We got the look that we wanted, something that we had executed, something that we knew that if we got the proper look, if we could execute, that could ultimately be the result. And you love when the kids' preparation meets that opportunity. They're able to execute. Great attention to detail on that, and nice pitch and catch.
So it seemed like you guys went deep a couple of times on that first possession. maybe opened up the run game a little bit. Is that kind of where you guys went with it?
Yeah, I think we got some really talented skill guys on the edge, and I think offensively, we really play complementary football between the run and the pass, and we were able to kind of soften them up in the back end, and then, I think that loosened some things up in the run game. And I really want to point out the great job that our wide receivers did on the edge with perimeter blocking. Quite a few outside runs where they sprung some runs and some quick screens. But that we kind of knew that if we could hold up on the edge, that good things were going to happen. So it really just everything balanced itself out well and played out well, across the board.
How's it feel to just have your way with them in all three phases? To win a game like that.
I mean, it's great to be 2-0 in conference and have two dominant wins. To be sitting here 6 games in and to have our wheel, to be 2-0, to be first place in the East, and to have all of our goals ahead of us, is a sign of where we're at and the work that our kids have put in. And anytime that you can dominate a rivalry game because it is different, you put a special emphasis on it. You know that you have the kids' attentions and that they believe and they've bought in. And I again just couldn't be prouder for the effort that these kids have put in, and for us to have our wheel home and to do it in a dominant fashion is kind of just icing on the cake.
10-3 game. You get a defensive stop. They were in your end. You force a punt. You get on and score. Just talk about that chain of events there and what that kind of meant to the game as a whole.
I really think it's a microcosm of the game as a whole, right? To where all three phases playing together, to where the defense, again, really bend but don't break, get to a point to where they get a stop. Special teams does their job. We get the opportunity where we've managed our timeouts the right way. The kids do a great job executing. You go down the field and you score, and it really changes the course of the game, right? And so they're able to then utilize that and have that momentum carry into the second half. So just a microcosm of the day, to where guys doing their jobs and doing it in a physical manner and doing it together, to where all three phases, it's all interconnected, to where we don't get those points, the defense doesn't get the stop, we don't execute on that special teams play. And again, that's where playing together as a family and not being about individuals, but just guys in that locker room really are starting to ask the question, what can I do to help the team, as opposed to what is the team going to do for me, right? And now that we've gotten to that point, you really start to have these special afternoons.
Coach Lewis, this is a couple games in a row now where offense has played well, defense has played well. How have the coaches and the players executed on making this a well-rounded team?
I think it goes to our preparation and the way that we handle day in and day out. The way that we handle a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, we treat it like a game, so that when the game day comes, right, you're either trained or you're untrained. And our guys are getting trained for this opportunity. They're getting trained for the moment, so when the moment shows up, they're trained and they execute. So everyone shows up on game day and they get to see it. But the daily improvements, the be the alpha mindset that these guys have really caught and hold of, they're improving daily. And when the moment comes, they're showing up, they're performing for the family, and great things are going to happen like this.
Coach, can you speak on the leadership this week? And Matt Hart just walked by. He was the only guy in the room who touched a wheel. So it's like kind of his leadership personally and the leaders of the seniors pushing throughout the week.
I think it's a combination of Matt having been a guy who has touched the wheel, a combination of just the drive to not be denied this week by all the players that are leaders within our family, to where the standard is the standard. And guys are starting to understand that being a good teammate sometimes means that you call a buddy out because it's not good enough. And guys are starting to do that. Guys are starting to believe and buy into that. So that sets the tone to when your best players are working their hardest, and you can't help but then elevate your level of play, again, during the course of the week, so that when the opportunity comes, you're prepared, you're ready, you're trained, and you get an afternoon and an evening like this, which will never be taken away from you.
Any update on Joaquim's injury?
No, not right now. We got to see where it's at and everything. Obviously, it was severe enough that he couldn't get back in the game, but Will and Craig did a great job sharing the load. So we'll see where that's at after some rest and some treatment, and we'll go forward and make the best decision for him.
Got time for about one more.
Any particular reason that Joel and Xavier didn't play today?
Just family matters. I mean, just things that Xavier he got rolled up in the Wisconsin game, and then Joel's an issue that we're going to keep in house.
He didn't travel.
Correct.
Can you get Crum real quick? Just another really efficient game by him.
Yeah, I mean, great job. Very multiple by the school down the road defensively. So he did a great job again, where he limited the controllables, to where he was able to really see the fronts, ID where his eyes need to be, make the proper read keys, and again, he's able to grab the keys and go the way that we need him to, and leads us to a great victory. Cool. Awesome. Thanks guys. Appreciate it.